I have a little unexpected maintenance on the water heater. I was running it yesterday and it came up with a error code number 12, which I looked up, and it's the flame sensor that apparently is dirty or clogged or something. So it says I need to clean it with some fine sandpaper, which I have. Well, in the storage boxes I have kept all the manuals for everything and have them in manila envelopes labeled so I know what's in each envelope. So I pulled out the owner's manual and installation guide for the water heater. So I'll flip through that and see if I can find some information on how to clean this flame sensor. Well, I just took the bottom panel off to get to the gas valve to shut it off before I start playing with it, and discovered that it's the cutoff valve, but apparently I put the wall here and it's going to turn that way. So I'm going to go outside and shut the gas off at the bottle because I can't shut it off there. I mean, I could if I took that off, but okay, let me go outside and shut off the gas then. Okay, so after reading the manual and looking on the web, what I think I'm going to check, I just took these 3 screws out, and I think I want to check the sensor on the back side of this guy. I also see a little window here, which it talked about looking at the flame. So once I get it back together, I'll take a look at that. Let me take this out and see what's behind it. There we go. Okay, looks like the right hand cable is going to stay there. Okay, well those are the sensors on it. So there is some soot on the longer one. I'm gonna sand that down with some 1000 grit sandpaper and see if that helps. That's about all I feel comfortable doing. And then I'll give it a shot and see if it works any better. Okay, those are sanded down. They look a bit cleaner. I'll go reassemble all this and give it a shot, see what happens. This flame. Let me go check the error code. The little red dot means it's burning, it's working. Checking the temperature, it's warm. It's not hot, but it's getting there. And now it's getting hot. As long as it stays lit. No, it goes off again. So I'm here at the campground in El Rocio, parked up for 3 days. So I figured it'd be a good time to play with the water heater. Got the instruction book here that I've actually read. And here's the unit sitting on its back. And I've decided to put it under the sink. I was trying to figure out over there on that wall, but I'm gonna the freezer was sitting right here, so I just moved it over. So I'm gonna put it right in there. I've got a 2x8 or 2x10, I don't know, that I brought with me for whatever reason. And I'm gonna put it across these two 2x3s and use that as the board to mount it on. And then I've got all the hot and cold water I'm going to connect it to there, and I've got the fittings I need, so it should be a simple installation. The backing board is in. I've got 3 long screws on each side with washers to hold that in, and then I've got a bracket here that the water heater came with. It's going to hang on that, and I've got 2 bolts and a big lag screw I'll use to screw that in. Okay, the bracket's in. Got to tighten up the bolts and then put the center, get the lag screw in the middle hole there just to further secure it. Get this one put in here. Okay, let's hang this guy. See what it looks like. See if I got the measurements right. Not too heavy now because it's not full of water. I think that's right. I think that's good. I think I've got room all around it. Room underneath to work on. Normally I use PEX fittings, but I guess those aren't a thing here. But I did find something similar to shark bite. And I got two T's and 2 cutoff valves. And the guy at the shop measured the hoses, and apparently the PEX hose is 15 millimeter, and the hose they use is 16. The interior dimension is, I think, is pretty much the same. So this will slip. It will slip into the shark bite. Oh no, it will slip into the PEX fittings. It's a little bit tight, but that's okay. And maybe with a little Teflon tape or something, I can get the PEX hoses to fit into here. So I hope they're going to be compatible. And I've got the area down here, so I've got a T into the hot water and cold water, and then run over to the hot water heater. So that's my task for today. Hopefully I won't make a big mess. I've added 1 T into the cold water line, and I've attached the cutoff valve to the new line. So now I'm gonna attach the new line to the T. That'll get me over to the cold water feed. And then 1 fitting, this will be on the bottom of the cold water feed, and I connect that to the cutoff valve. So that'll complete my cold water connection. Tighten this guy down. So it looks like the PEX crimp fittings will work on this hose. It's a little bit tight going onto the fitting, which is fine. Let's remember how to use this one. Okay, so I will crimp this guy down. Okay, so that side works well. Again, the only question is whether the PEX tubing into the Spanish T's will work. So I'm gonna find out one way or the other about that. Okay, I've connected the cold water fittings and I've shut off all the taps. So I think I'm gonna try some pressure, see what happens. So let me just turn on the water and hopefully we don't have any leaks. We got a little drip there. Okay, just on one side. So let me see if I can snug that side up a little more. Because I did this side first, and then this one I did underneath here, so I might not have gotten that one as tight. Okay, I had to try it twice, but I probably got another whole turn on it, and it's holding pressure, so no drips. The other thing is I don't leave the pump on all the time anyway, so it's only when I'm using the water. But okay, that's good. That shows that we can use the PEX piping on the Spanish or European fittings. Okay, so now I will continue and do the rest of the plumbing, and hopefully I can get this thing working today. Okay, so I have the hot water pipe set up. I just need to connect it underneath to the hot water heater, and then I'm going to tee in right there, and that'll end up over here somewhere. Okay, let's see what happens here. Yeah, okay, not much. So I have towels. Not sure why that wire was wrapped around the water line, but I'll take care of that. Okay, so now I will plumb this new section in and come back. Just gotta pump back to the gas. Oh, it's leaking there. That's interesting. Let me pressurize it all the way, make sure there's nothing else. Okay. Well, that one I should be able to fix in place. Let's see, how am I going to do this? Let's see. No, that's not the right angle. Here, let me shut off the camera. I'll come back in a second. Okay, so the system's still pressurized. Got probably maybe a half a turn on that, maybe a little less. Okay, so now I guess I start filling the water heater. This is why I'm at a campground, so I can take showers in their shower. Okay, so this is 15 liters. So if I turn on the cold water tap, that should be filling. There is a pressure relief valve there. That's what this hose is for. It's not going anywhere yet. Suppose I should turn that on. Oops, I got a leak back there. Yeah, get a towel back there. Shut that off. We go shut the pump off. Hang on. What's hissing at me? Something's hissing over here. Not sure what's making noise over here. Seems like a little dampness there. Anyway, let me fix this. Okay, I get another turn or so on the hot water output side. So it's filling up. I mean, at this point, there's not a lot of pressure on the system because it's just filling up the tank. Okay, I get a little drip right over here. Looks like it's so the pump is coming up to full. Go. There's a little bit of a drip here. Well, I think, except for that one little drip, the plumbing has been successful. Okay, I'll do the power stuff. It should be easy, just an extension cord from my inverter, and I'll see how much power it draws. So, power-wise, I've got an extension cord from my inverter from UK. I think it's turned off. Well, the knob is all the way down, so then I'll plug this in. Okay, so that's plugged in. I've got power. And it's heating, so I'll put it on. It's about here. Okay, so the water heater just turned off, meaning it heated. So that was maybe less than 15 minutes. So that's not bad. Guess I'll test the temperature and actually see how hot it is. Okay, so I am getting warm water. I forgot about the bypass valve in the bathroom, so I turned that off. So now I'm getting warm water. So that's success. I can play with the temperature settings on the heater itself and figure out where I need to go to get hot water. But it's working. So it's a successful job. I'm happy with that. So the final bit of the installation of the new water heater is running an electrical cord to the heater itself, and I'm going to supply it from my UK or European power inverter here. It has two plugs on the back side. This one feeds my grid when I'm not on shore power, and there's another plug there. But the problem is, the way I installed it is I can't get that plug in. Oh, wait a minute, I can do it. Okay, that makes it easier. I was going to have to unscrew this, just drop it down a little bit to get it in there, but this plug apparently fits. I didn't realize that. Oh, that saves me a little bit of work. Okay, so now I'm going to run this whole cord through the bathroom and up under the kitchen, and then I'm going to change this end to, where is it? To the European plug, the 2-pin, so that I can plug the water heater in without using an adapter. Okay, so I now have the European 2-pin plug on the end of the extension cord that is plugged into the inverter. Nothing's powered on right now. So this will now plug in, or enable me to plug this guy in from the water heater. So just gotta tie up the cable a little bit and then give it a shot, make sure everything works. Okay, so I got the plug connected here to the water heater and power's turned on. Again, when I crank it up, it works. So we're drawing 130 amps from the 2000 watt inverter. I don't need it on right now, I just wanted to test it. But so my UK to European plug extension cord works fine. So the water heater is fully installed now. So that was a good addition. So thanks for following along. If I do any more projects, I'll let you know.